Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I am actually planning on working in the back garden today, and I will get to that. But first, I wanted to address something that's kind of funny, but I get I'm talking a ton of questions about what I wear gardening, from my hat, my overalls, my shoes, all that kind of stuff. So even my jeans, I get a lot of questions from my jeans. So I feel kind of silly addressing this, but enough of you have asked that I figured I might as well just mention it really quickly rather than responding to individual comments when most people would miss those responses. So let me go over my favorite gardening clothes to wear. And honestly, I would wear this outfit on repeat every single day. I would wash it, of course, but I would wear it every single day if I wasn't on camera and I thought that looked kind of strange, like maybe look like I was wearing dirty clothes. I would wear this outfit every day. It's my favorite outfit to wear gardening. So first of all, we have this hat. This hat is from Sun Grubbies, and Jason and I were actually selling this hat on our website for a while, and it sold really, really well. However, the size of this hat is so big, the shipping was insane. We were like losing. I'm sure that there's a way that you could do it, but there were some sales that we were losing money on. And that's not a good sign, for selling stuff. So we decided to stop selling this, but you can still get this hat on a website called Sun Grubbies. And I have told you guys before, I have a big head. Well, for a woman, I have a big head, and it's actually a small, like a regular size head for a man, if that makes sense. So I have a man size head. I'm okay with that. I've come to terms with it. And when I go to the store and I buy hats, I have to get like a large or they won't fit me, a woman's large hat, or they won't fit me. But I found Sun Grubbies is for people with big heads, part of the big head club. And so this hat fits me great. I think I wear a medium or a large in this one. They run big. They definitely run big. So if you have a normal size head, get a small or a medium or something like that. But this is the El Ranchero hat from Sun Grubbies, and I'm obsessed with it because I love how big it is. It's fantastic, and it's big enough for my head. So that is my hat. Then when we come down to my overalls, I always wear Duluth heirloom gardening overalls, and you can get them in a whole bunch of different colors. You can get them in pattern colors that are really cute. I just love these. They're so comfortable. They're so light. They're so much cooler than wearing jeans. I absolutely love them, and I have like worn them to death, and I constantly need to buy new pairs. The one thing I will say, they run true to size, but the one thing I will say is that invest in the knee inserts. You can buy neoprene knee pad inserts and put them in here, and those are fantastic. I mean, those are so great. I only have one pair, and I want to get more pairs so that I can just basically leave them in. When I wash these, I just wash them in the washing machine, and then I hang them to dry. I probably could dry them, but I'm just trying to save them for as long as possible. Anyway, I absolutely love these overalls for gardening. They're so fantastic. They're 10,000 times my favorite over anything else to wear. And then finally, my shoes. A lot of people ask me about my shoes. If you've watched me for a while, you know that I fell and I broke my foot and I hurt my foot and it was really bad. And actually, I don't know if a lot of you know, but I actually had another surgery on my other foot. So I have had surgeries on both feet. And so I like wearing Birkenstocks. Birkenstocks are my favorite shoes to wear, and I used to wear Birkenstock sandals when I was gardening, and that's actually when I fell and broke my second foot. That's actually what I was wearing, was Birkenstock sandals. So I learned very quickly that I needed more supportive shoes, and luckily I found these boots. These boots are Birkenstock. They're high-wood slip-on boots, and I love them. I have gone through probably 6 pairs now. I'm pretty rough on my shoes, and I just keep buying the same ones over and over again. Unfortunately, they don't make this color anymore. So I've been like finding this color like on eBay and stuff like that. And eventually I'm going to have to switch to another color, but they are the most comfortable gardening shoes. And I've tried a bunch of them, a ton of them, and they're definitely my favorite. So yeah. And then this, you know, just long sleeve shirts from like Amazon Basics or something like that. So that is my gardening gear. Hopefully this was interesting to some of you. I know a lot of you have been asking me, but I mean, hands down, this is my favorite gardening clothes. I wish it was a little more stylish, a little more flattering, but honestly, who cares? We're gardening. We want to be comfortable. We want it to be functional. That's the most important thing. All right, enough talking about clothes. Sorry for those of you who had zero interest in that. I totally get it. But, oh, you know, I've looked up good gardening clothes and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that helps some of you out. Let's head to the back garden and I want to get some things planted today. Okay, we got a detour. I have to throw the ball for this guy or he'll be all over me the whole day. Okay, let's go. All right, so I'm going to work in the back garden today. So yesterday was the day that I was working up by the front fence and was getting attacked by my bees. Later that day, I came back here and because I still wanted to garden. So I came back here and I worked in the back garden, safe, far enough away from the bees. And I did get a lot of stuff done. I'm a little bit limited back here because I know that there's going to be construction starting on Monday. They're coming, Kyle and his team and Tomas are coming to install the fountain. Exciting, on Monday, and then also install the concrete pads for my sculptures back here. So and to do the fountain they have to hook up the water and hook up the power. So I don't know, like I planted this row of boxwoods here and then I'm thinking like, was that smart? Because are they gonna have to dig them up to put the wires in? I know that there's like some wires somewhere. I'm just not totally sure where everything is. So I'm a little bit limited in what I can do. Not what I can do, what I want to do back here right now until they get here on Monday. But let me show you what I did last night because it's very pretty. So I have these garden beds back here and I didn't start any cut flowers for them this year because I knew we were going to be doing a bunch of construction and I knew it was probably going to be a complete mess. So I had no plans for these beds and I did have some extra Proven Winners annuals. And so I thought it would be really fun to plant each one up with like a different scheme or story. And so I planted, yesterday I was able to get this one planted up and that one planted up. So let me show you this one. First of all, my climbing rose that's gonna climb up this post right here is Polka. And Polka has been so incredibly beautiful. So gorgeous, really, really enjoying her. And then I have the Laguna Royal Azure Lobelia. This has been so pretty and up in my trial garden bed that's full sun. It's incredible. It's doing really, really well. Now we have not hit our heat yet. You can see this one. I probably could cut this one back, but I'm not going to. We haven't hit our really hot part of the summer yet, so I'll see how it does with the hot part of the summer. That's why I've been kind of iffy about planting this one. But it's doing really well in the trial garden bed, so I wanted to try it back here. And then I have the perfectly pink angel face Angelonia for some height in this bed. And then I interspersed some saffron finch supertunia. And I kind of just, you can see I have lines of drip irrigation in here. So I kind of just planted them where there was drip emitters. And I'll be really interested to see how it looks when it's all filled in. I think it's going to be really pretty. Then coming over here, this bed, same thing. I have the lines of the drip irrigation and then I'm interspersing the angel face white Angelonia, meteor shower verbena. I put all in the middle and then I did sparkling amethyst superbena that's not in bloom right now. But I think it's going to be really pretty. This is going to be like more of a purple and white bed. So I thought that was really fun. I have enough plants, enough extra plants to do that. I have this bed right here, which does have white dahlia in it. So I definitely want to keep that. And then of course I have the rose. That's another polka rose. This one is a new dawn. And then this one back here is Impressionist, that's what it is, the Impressionist rose back there. So I have all the climbing roses, and then I have a couple structural plants that I don't want to move, and then I kind of want to plant some annuals all around it. And then I have these sweet peas. These are the King's Hyacinth sweet peas. They smell so good. I think I'm going to take them out though, because they're about done, I would say. They're starting to get their little pea pods on there, and that's always a sign to me that they're just about done. And we're getting too hot for them. And I'm going to replace these with coconut appeal thunbergia, and so they can climb up the trellises too. And I think that that'll be really pretty. So I think that's something I'm going to do today, is cut back these sweet peas, which is always a hard thing to do, but I'm always happy when I finally get around to doing it. So I think I'll do that, and then I'll try and plant up a couple more of the garden beds with some more annuals. And then let me show you all what my podocarpus hedge is looking like. I still have to stake them up. Most of them are doing well. Some of them are stressed. They got stressed, and I kind of expected some of this to happen. Like, this tree's still alive. It's just super upset right now, and I think maybe if I just kind of baby it for a year, I think it'll be fine. Part of the problem was some of them that were taken out, their root balls were so tiny. So I think that I'm just going to kind of just leave them in here. They're hooked up to drip. I will give them fertilizer kind of as needed, but I think that it's worth it because these were, you know, there was 27 free podocarpus trees. That's worth a lot of money. So I'll take a little bit of, you know, irritation, a little bit of stress, and deal with it for a year, and then we'll see where they're at next year. And if some of them die, I can always just replace one. Like, this one looks great, this one looks great, that one looks really stressed out. I do have to still stake them up and everything like that, but I'm getting to it. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update of what the podocarpus hedge looks like. So I'm not pulling these sweet peas out. I'm actually cutting them right at the surface of the roots, because sweet peas are legumes, and all legumes have little nodes on their roots that actually fix nitrogen in your soil. So it's actually really good for your soil to leave the roots in there and let them just dissolve in your soil. All right, so I've got the sweet peas all cleaned up, and don't worry, I've got plenty of bouquets of the flowers. I actually have a fresh bouquet that I just picked yesterday morning inside. So I've got plenty of use out of those sweet peas. But now I want to plant my hot weather vine, and that is going to be this one. This is black-eyed Susan vine, or thunbergia. So pretty. I love this color, coconut appeal. I planted the orange one. Is it orange appeal or tangerine appeal? I think it's orange appeal in the front garden. I love the orange one too, but I thought the white one would be pretty back here with this color story. This one, they get huge, just so you know. They get absolutely massive. And they say they're only hardy zones 10 and 11, but mine have come back every single year, no fail. So just be prepared when you're planting this, just as a little warning. It's very intense. I absolutely love it, but it is definitely a intense plant. It likes to grow, so give it plenty of space. So I'm only planting 3 of them on each panel here. So what I ended up doing today, I planted this bed and this bed, and everything I'm just gonna say, everything looks a little sad right now, but I think it'll bounce back very quickly now that it's in the ground and not in those pots, because it's gotten to the point that all the plants that I still have in pots are showing signs of stress. So that's why I'm like frantically trying to get as many things planted as I can. So with all the sweet peas that were in this bed, I had forgotten that there was still 3 lines of inline emitter tubing. One here, one in the middle, and then one in the back. And so I decided to plant up some things because the Thunbergia is just going to go up the trellis, and it's a little bit tighter on the trellis than the sweet peas are. The sweet peas kind of spill over and take up the whole bed. But I think there's enough room for a little bit of plantings in front of it. So what I did is I planted some meteor shower verbena, just a couple that I had left over from my other plantings. And then I did have these, and this is the heliotrope that Proven Winners has. This is the Aromagica. I think that's how you say it, Aromagica. Now, hands down, my favorite heliotrope variety is Fragrant Delight. That is the one I have planted in the front yard. To me, that one smells so good, but I realized I hadn't given the Proven Winners one a good chance. I think that I was just being, like closed-minded with other varieties. And so I really wanted to give this one a chance. I had smelled it before as it was in a small can like this, but I haven't actually let it grow. So I'm hoping to let it grow this year and see how it does, and then really be able to judge it with the ones that I have in the front, the Fragrant Delight variety that I have. But heliotrope is one of my absolute favorite plants. I absolutely love the smell. So I'll keep you all updated on how much I like this Aromagica one versus the Fragrant Delight one. And the Fragrant Delight one I can always find at my garden center, my local garden center, but usually only in the springtime, and then they just sell out, or they don't. I don't know. They usually only sell them in the springtime, but they will bloom for me all season long in full sun. So then I have the coconut appeal, and I started twining it up here, but yeah, it'll start climbing on its own. And then of course the meteor shower verbena. And then back here, I had a couple more meteor shower verbena, so I planted back here. So it doesn't look 100% fabulous, but these are kind of leftover plants, and I think they're going to look gorgeous anyway as soon as that Thunbergia starts growing up the trellises. So I think that's going to be it for this video today. I was going to do a couple more garden beds, but I have so many other things. I have a bunch of fertilizing I need to do, and I'm looking at my climbing roses, and I'm realizing I need to re-fertilize with the Van Winden's Magic Mix, because some of these leaves are looking a little yellow, like they need a little bit of fertilizer. So anyway, I think that's it, but you can kind of see what I'm doing with these back garden beds this year. It's different. I've never really planted them up with annuals like this, but I kind of like it. It's kind of nice. In the future, I still want to save these beds for like tomatoes, like herbs, like cut flowers, all that kind of stuff. But it just didn't happen this year, right? With seed starting and all that kind of stuff. So that's okay. I can just use all the leftover plants that I have, which I definitely have some leftover plants, which is fantastic. And I think it's going to look beautiful. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.